Hello and welcome into tonight's show. Thank you, everyone. Just get your comments up, and thanks very much, David Clark, for sharing us out. Icy Diamond, nice to see you in. Cool. Jackie Green Cats is in as well. She's down here somewhere or over in this corner at the moment. Yeah, so yeah, I hope everyone's fine and good and well. Yeah, so let the night begin. Just let's start getting people in. We've got Thomas on the mish. Cool, mate. Nice to see you. Excellent. Yeah, get Icy Diamond up there and David Clark as well. Cool. Excellent. Nice to see you all coming in. So, what have you been up to this week? What have I been up to this week as well? I'll get onto that in a second. Just let a few more people come on, so we don't have to keep repeating myself. We've got Captain Caveman in as well. Excellent. Cool to see you. Yeah, you was up late last night on other people's live streams and that. Yeah, I was watching. Yeah, quite a few people were on last night. It was Brady's live stream, his birthday party, so that was pretty cool. Right, so I'm going to introduce our next guest. I've already said she's in the house, so here she is.
You're right.
Hello. How's things?
Yeah, it's all right.
Good, good. All your animals fed now?
Yeah, they're bobbing. Noisy
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, the animals are fed. Unfortunately, one of me mantises had to be put down, unfortunately, because it shed, but it shed in a bad way. It was all deformed and everything. So we just had to, yeah.
Couldn't you pray for it? Pray for your mantis. Sorry about that. Yeah, it's not nice though if one of your pets die and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know. Fair enough, it's an insect, but that's not the point, though, is it? Really?
No. Yeah. My dog nearly got fed today unexpectedly. Yeah, I'll go and I'll tell you all about that later.
Oh,
So I'm going to introduce our next guest if they're ready. If they're ready, put the thumbs up. If you want a bit more time, just let me know. Put the thumbs down. Cool.
Oh, changed my mind.
no! Now you just let the side down.
not this guy who just appears every bloody night on live streams.
Hi, Tracy
I
Jackson.
Yeah, you know how much more video editing I could do if I didn't do all these live streams. Loads. Anyway,
Same
hello,
here.
Jackie.
know because you were up to silly o'clock last night on Brady's.
I was up for a bit. Yeah, and then I had a very interesting visit today from the police in regards to things that are going to be going on with a case, and I think that some people are going to be getting in an awful lot of trouble. So yes, yeah, a lot of some very interesting. What would the best word to be when you get a update? Very interesting update. Very interesting. Yeah, on the case. Which I wasn't expecting. So yeah.
I suppose it's a bonus in a way, but let's not talk about what happened. And obviously, I
can't go into details of the court cases and things that are going on. I'm not really allowed to. So yeah, but interesting day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like you're saying, watching all these live streams, yeah, I'm the same. If you cut down all the live streams, you can get some editing done, but there's too many that I follow and watch, and I even try and stay in the background. Right, Lucifer, stay in the background. Like you see, last night you sent me a message saying, "Oh, he contacted me about 1 o'clock." I thought he's phoning me now, sending me a message, and what did I get? A message. But he did slip up though last night. He did say he sometimes pretends that he's asleep when he's not. So I'll just say, "Come on, wake up! You know you're not." Yeah. You're thinking, oh, bollocks now, aren't you? Look at his face.
I'm kind of like trying to put together what we're actually talking about. I'm not too sure what we're talking about, but yeah, I just nod and go. Yeah, sorry. Did I send you a message last night? I don't. Are you on about me?
Yeah, you sent us a message on WhatsApp.
Really late.
Yeah, because I know you got Carl, didn't you? You got Carl up in the end.
Yeah, he sent a few of us a few messages.
Yes, I was saying, come on if you want. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, coming on. Yeah, Carl did come on. Yeah, that's right. You're right. I thought, why would I be just texting Will really late? Like, so, yeah, come on, go on. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it was a good live stream though. Funny as well. Yeah, enjoyed it. So, what have you been up to out and out apart from what happened? What you'd already said. Just jump on live streams.
I'll answer for Jackie, right, and she can answer for me. How does that? That'll be an interesting twist.
Yeah, go on then.
Yeah, so what have we been doing today, right? I'll answer for Jackie. What's she been doing? She's been sitting in the house with all these hundreds of cats, like, and insects around her, and she's been, and the cats have been trying to steal her food off her, and she's been going, "Oi, you, stop that!" Right, and then she's been doing that, which is what she often says.
But I told you earlier, you git.
Yeah, but I'm just telling you what she's done. Yeah. Well, so what have I been doing today then, Jackie?
Yeah, it's your turn to get revenge now.
Apart from of some people that think they're God's gift.
Oh right, yeah. We won't. Yeah.
And
those. You have to deal with them. With the court cases coming up, you've just got to deal with this shit. So yeah. I'd rather not have to, but they were all right. They were okay. The ones that I saw today, actually, they were quite good.
And what's happened with Angel? Have you done anything with Angel today, Jackie? I mean, Secret Vault.
I haven't got a dog called Angel.
Come on, Jackie. Tell him what I've done with Angel today.
Well, usually you take her for a walk, don't you? To the dog park.
Yeah, I did, and there was a load of kiddies in the playing football in the park, which is suppose what the park is for. But then I went because I meant I had to take the dog to the other place then, which is further away. So I went and did that. And you got to keep your wits about you more when you're walking in an open space, because you could bump into people easier. And I prefer the park because it's a bit of a no-brainer. Like, my dog doesn't really like massive walks, so the park is fine. She just walks around the park and then she's done. She's like, yeah, and you throw the ball for a few times, she's bored. Yeah. Anyway, so that's
she's fired.
It's not very exciting. It's just normal everyday things that happen. Yeah.
Talking of pets, so I might start with mine. Like I said to Jackie, my dog nearly got fed unexpectedly today.
Oh yeah. So talking about this though, or pick one of us and we'll tell you what happened instead of you. But no, okay, carry on. Probably better you do it. But yeah.
But basically, like, took my dog out for a walk and went to near the local shopping parade, and there was like a cafe there, and there was two old women sat there saying, "Oh, look at that dog," and walked past them once, and on the way back home, I was walking back past them. So he was like, "Oh, put their hand out so the dog can sniff their hand and also see if they can pet it." So it was like, "Yeah, okay, I'll have some pets." So he's getting petted on his head and like he likes. Next thing, this turnip walks up behind him and slaps him on his ass, sort of thing, and all starts like that. And he just turns down and just at him. But I managed to stop him just before he got fed.
Ooh, shit. Yeah.
I said, "Whoa, mate, you shouldn't have came up behind him like that." You know what I mean? Like, you seen the woman there putting her hand out, you should have came up like that. He went, "Yeah." Yeah, I should have seen him. He was like quite a big, tall guy, and he went into a little ball like that as the dog turned on him.
Don't blame him. You'd never ever do that. Not with any animal. You never approach from behind or up above. You always go down to a certain level. That's brain dead.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously everything was all right, and yeah, I just went then. And I said to the woman, "Look, I don't want him petting now because he's on high alert, so just leave him." She went, "Okay, I understand that." But like I say, you got to be wary of him. Like I say, he can be all right at one time, and he just turns on you if you're not right. Yeah.
Well, he's doing his thing though. He's looking after you. He's protecting you at the end of the day, because
Well, it's not that. It's his back end. That's where in the wild the animals get attacked from. It's the back end, isn't it? First, so they can't get away and stuff. So it's just natural reactions for him. And especially, I don't know whether you heard what's happened in the news about a young girl getting killed by a dog as well recently. Yesterday, I think it was.
All right.
Yeah.
It's that time old thing of people like buying a new dog and then just leaving it with the kid. It's like it's the stupidest thing. It's the stupidest thing you could do, isn't it? So I mean, now all dog owners are going to get affected by the stupidity of this bloody family. Yeah. They've not only lost their kid, they've lost the dog as well. But now it's like causing major shit for everybody because they're too thick to fucking know how to deal with bloody dogs.
I don't know, because he's, like you said, he's just got it. Everyone's probably heard about this story. He's just got the dog last week. Like, I got my dog, not brand new. Obviously, he's brought up. It was a second-hand dog sort of thing. And, we've got Mike in there. And I got him. I said to the owner, "What is he like with the kids?" He went, "All right, yeah." But when I got him home, it was all right. And the first night or the second night, I put a bit of food down. Oh, no, not a food. A spider. It was walking across the floor. So I pointed out to a spider to it. And it must have thought it was food. And it just gripped my arm and went for me. So, yeah, that I was like in second thoughts of, shall I get rid of him and take him straight back or what? But I thought, no, I'll give him a time to settle in. You know what I mean? And when the kids did come round, I just warned them and kept my eye on them. And there has been times where my dog wouldn't let my children out of the kitchen because his food's in there and stuff like that. And he has got a face. And even when I went to move him, he started growling and stuff. So you have to like pin him down and tell him who's boss. Yeah. After that, things have calmed down till just recently.
Yeah. You can guilt trip them, and sort of like and tell them they're bad and all that. But like Rottweilers, they don't like it. They sort of like they'll be like at you, like don't tell me I'm wrong. Fucking tell me.
He's like.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a bit of a chaotic one today in a way. Weren't too bad, and yeah, it could have got a lot worse, but no. Also, at the same place, the shopping centre, there was a yellow caravan dating back from the 1969, and it's from Portsmouth, and it's called the Caravan Gallery. I'll show you a little picture of it now. Let me up. Oh, I've got to get rid of my bleeding screen, haven't I?
It's annoying that, isn't it, when it does that?
We just left quickly.
The Caravan Gallery. Oh, I see. Right, it's a caravan, and inside it, you go in to look at the artwork.
Yeah, basically. Just let me try and cover this up. No. If you want to read this, you can read it after the show. You can pause it afterwards.
They should have picked one of those like slightly longer caravans, so man, to get more shit in there.
Yeah. So basically, they go around the country doing art shows and stuff like that, and they're doing a competition at the moment. So I've entered the competition. Competition is open to anyone. Only images of open show will be included. Closing date's Tuesday the 24th of May. Submit up to 3 images via email.
So what was it? Open Shore? Is that a place?
Open Shore in Manchester.
Yeah. Open Shore.
Okay. Right.
So I've took some pictures, or should I say, I've sent some pictures in to enter the competition, and it's the place that I took you to, the Eva Brothers in
Rolls Royce place. That's
Titanic one, where
Yeah.
they made the Titanic bits. Yeah, in
Oh.
there. So I've sent a few pictures of that place.
Which was like crazy. I lost my footage from that, as I never put it out. I had the drone footage, but I never had. I couldn't find the walking around footage. It's a bit sad. Yeah.
Couldn't you know?
No, because I couldn't find it because I never did put it up. So
Yeah.
it would look a bit silly just showing some drone footage of a place that you don't go in. So yeah.
Mm.
But it was an
Stanley
interesting little
Street.
place, wasn't it? Yeah. Big old works.
I don't think I'll win the competition because I sent it in one proper genuine picture, and I've done a, like you said, a drone flight of it, of the place, and I've done screenshots of the other two pictures. One was a drone shot, and one was a video that I'm working on at the moment. So I went through the video, thought that looks like a nice shot, paused it, screenshot, and sent it off. But I forgot even to, what is it called, where you crop it?
Crop it.
Yeah, and sent it off. So one of them things, isn't it? Oh, we got that just reminds me as well. Mike's in, Thomas on the mish, Daniel. We got well-known unknown in, and Burgess guided tours. Excellent. Can I just say?
No, it's Bucharest.
Bucharest.
It's Bucharest.
Bucharest. Yeah, Bucharest. I am dyslexic. Yeah, everyone understands. I always get his names mixed up. Dizzying as well. Cool. Yeah. Thanks, Secret Vault. Bucharest.
Bucharest.
And just give me a second. What's happened there?
Do you know where it is? Isn't it in Romania, Bucharest?
Yeah,
I think so.
Is it Romania?
Ends, yeah.
Bucharest, yeah. I think it is, yeah.
Where? Let's try it. Where is Bucharest? Oh, what's it doing? Telling me that I'm not. Where is Bucharest? It's in Romania, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, we should put in as well. Yes, capital.
I don't know what I've done there. Yeah. There's a few people that have sent PayPal in, and can I say thanks very much? We got Jamie Hawkins. I can't even say that name.
Well, Bucharest Guided Tours has just said that, you know, he does do it, like, by the sounds of it. He does do guided tours, and he says, come and see us sometime. It's an interesting offer. It's an interesting offer. I mean, what would Mr. Bucharest Guided Tours say Bucharest has on offer for urbex exploring? What's it got? Has it got underground tunnels? Has it got old abandoned things that you can get in? What you should do is you should put together a thing of what people would like to see in Bucharest. And, you know, some people may not necessarily be me, but some people might come over, you know, and how much would it cost, you know, to get sort of like to get taken around? It's worth, you know, because we are that community. So tell us what you can do. Tell us what's out there.
Maybe in a different show or even in tonight, if you want to come up and explain, you can do. Like I was saying, they've donated money to me on PayPal. David Clark has as well, thanks. Richard Warnock, and yeah, obviously Burgess. I'm not saying his name on there. Obviously, didn't want me to say it. And a few other people. One is, where has he gone? Mr. Wendell. He's that music guy from America. Yeah. So thanks. For some reason, well, I don't know how to set it up so I can see the PayPal's come in or when they come up. So I don't really check PayPal until someone tells me to. But thanks very much for all the donations. Much appreciated. It's helped me out this week. So yeah.
I just wonder if yeah, she's dropped off, isn't she?
Yeah.
I was just wondering if Bucharest Guided Tours comes up on the live stream, whether he's going to be like this. Well, I could take you to, on the left-hand side, we have a building which is abandoned. And on the right-hand side, as we can see out of the window now, we've got the church, which is also abandoned. Is he going to talk to us like we're on a tour bus? And on the left-hand side, I could take you to.
Yeah, he's put something up there now on the screen.
Yeah. Does have tunnels, but they're full of folk like Demolition Man. Oh, really? They have their own king. Oh, wow. But wouldn't that be interesting? Can you get to go in them, even though there's people in them, because they live in there? But could you visit them? I mean, do they allow people to come and visit where they live in these tunnels?
I don't know. I think you might have to ask the king, wouldn't you, first? Like, obviously, it's their place where they live.
Bribe him, perhaps. You know.
Yeah.
Give him some wacky backy or some beer. You know, or whatever he's into down in that neck of the woods.
But also, it's in America that as well. People live in the tunnels down there as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen a documentary on that.
They're a bit more in. Oh,
Jackie
came back through then.
Noise. Feedback
Coming through the computer. It's just echoed. It's stopped now. But I was just going to say, in America, they do take people out of these tunnels. Once they know they're there, they try and clear them out, and then they come back, and then they clear them out again. But I wonder what the situation is in Romania. Maybe they just leave them there. Maybe they're not so fussy. Like, you know, if you want to live in a tunnel, you go and live in a tunnel, you know? So,
We've got NT in as well.
Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Brady. It's his birthday today.
Yeah, he is. He done his live stream last night. He popped in before. Jackie,
you haven't got your headphones, have you? Because it's all bubbling back through, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's really bad again, that, Jackie. If you want to speak, unmute yourself and then you can say something.
I'm just gonna restart my phone because it's been an absolute. Matt, stop it, or otherwise I'll come and pull your ears out.
I'm only mimicking. What? Maybe I put my glasses on so I can mimic even more accurately.
Where's you got a message there, Matt, on screen.
Am I? Matt, have you found any bodies in the freezers? Oh yeah, I stuck a link on my thing. So this is right. Yeah, I'm only mimicking, not causing trouble. Oh, there's a video folk going down, giving them a heavy bribe, but it's not friendly. I'm Scottish and I've worked there 10 years and I wouldn't go in. Bloody hell. Yeah. You want to come on and tell us about it, man? It sounds interesting. Even if we can't get to go in, you know, it all sounds very interesting. Yeah, one day we can discuss. Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you. That'd be good. I'd make a nice sort of. I remember seeing Romania was portrayed really well. I think it might have been Bucharest in the movie Chocolate. Is it? It's about werewolves. It's called Chocolate, but it's actually about werewolves. And these people are running around the like city, and they're sort of like secret werewolves, and they've got their own little community and things like that. So it really does make the place look like a romantic sort of nice vibe, you know, sort of really cool kind of look to it. So maybe Bucharest Guided Tours can tell us, has it got that kind of same, does it look like that romantic sort of thing that was in the movie Chocolate? Because I bet you get asked about that a lot, is where's the places from Chocolate, the movie? I want to go to the places in the movie Chocolate. And probably a lot of them were done in a studio and don't exist, but
yeah, a few explorers, I think it was fighters that went and done Dracula's castle over there. And the scenery over there is so stunning. But then again, when you get out of the city in where you live and go to the UK countryside, some of that can just be just as stunning as well. Yeah. So I suppose it depends where you are in the country. You know what I mean? In the towns, it'll just look like, yeah, nothing special. But I don't know. Yeah, it's a lovely city, nice place. I love it. It's really strict laws. It looks like Paris, but with a Soviet influence. Yeah, so it's right over near the border-ish, over that way, isn't it?
Mm.
Yeah.
And a lot of places like that are probably all a bit worried that if Russia keeps piling through Ukraine, where are they going to go next? Because it's one of those countries that's next to, I believe.
Yeah, try not to mention them two words on this channel. If we don't mean on the live stream, just in
Yeah,
case.
just in
Nothing
case.
happened. Nothing happened last week anyway from it. So yeah.
I'm just having a look now where it is.
But saying
Oh
that,
yeah, it is. It is right next to
yeah,
a certain place. Yes. Oh dear. So I bet the Romanians are kind of watching that one very closely right now. Mm.
I think most of the other countries that are on the border are in the EU, so they've got like a bit of protection there,
Yeah.
where that one didn't. That's what I can
Yes.
work out as.
They didn't get into NATO in time, but yes, we're probably talking about it too much. But I don't think we. The thing is, right? Did you know that it's a weird thing's gone on with Facebook and YouTube? They don't mind people slagging off the Ruskies, yeah, because that's pro the Ukrainians, yeah.
Yeah,
And they don't mind it. Now, under normal conditions, if you started going like no, they'd be going, oh, you can't do that, that's hate crimes. And apparently Facebook is actually, people can literally, they've been saying things like, I think you should do this and get them and things you normally would be pretty much like misuse of communications act, like you can't go inciting vengeance, inciting this and inciting, you can't do it, you're not allowed, it's like, you got to kind of temper it. But apparently Facebook took the limits off it. They were like, no, you can come on Facebook and go rah 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 like that, which is like, well, that's just propaganda then, isn't it? Because under normal conditions you wouldn't allow that.
yeah, and like you do, if someone's doing that towards you on your Instagram, what do? Block them, and that's what that country's done. Blocked the WhatsApp, Facebook, and whatever, all the other ones. Yeah. So basically, that's what they've done, blocked them from their country. And you can see why, though, in a way, because, yeah, we're not getting into that pothole where you know what I mean? It's just like Matt said, it's like two people just on Instagram or something slagging each other off, and yeah, it can just open all sorts of worms.
And look what Bucharest has just said here. He said, look, I've had...
It's right next to it, yeah.
It's right next to the hot zone, and he's had no tours for 2 years because of what, yeah. And then now he's got this, so it's making it very, very awkward to sort of operate, because you don't want to be operating right next to the border, in case something happens. It would be a bit irresponsible, I suppose, to take people right up to the border right now. So yeah. Unless you get some weird people who like war tourism and they want to get as close to the border as they can, which is a bit dodgy, but yeah.
We've got Bean as well. Cool. Nice to see you, B.
I would imagine that right now there's a lot of military hardware amassing on the border, all the way around that area to make sure that nothing tries to come across,
Yeah.
It's probably not a place they want tourists. Yeah.
They'll have things ready anyway in place just in case.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. There's that channel there, Cornish or something it is, and they got it in the UK where they're speaking the English, and they've said they can't really continue speaking in that language. They've got to now give it all English wording and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's affected the YouTube channel and stuff. But hopefully they said, fingers crossed, it won't affect them too much. But they used to go to the Chernobyl power plant, and they even went scuba diving in the radioactive water underneath the
Rather irresponsible, I think, personally, but okay. Yeah, I have seen some of their stuff on their channel, and they're wild, aren't they? They are wild kiddies. And there's the one who's got that sort of like the short guy with the curly hair, who's got the sort of like the hair lip.
Yeah.
You know, and he's just full on. He's just like, he's one of the like maddest. He's like their equivalent to Jordan. He's like, right then, let's go in there. I don't care. Right then, come on, everyone. And he's like, you know, he's like full of beans, like, you know, full of beans. Yeah.
After him going in swimming in the water as well, the radioactive water and stuff like that, he went for medical then, didn't he? To get himself checked out.
Yeah. Well, I think it probably, if you didn't swim in the water, you wouldn't have to have the checkout. But you know, yeah.
Like you say, he's crazy at times, just going in places and doing stuff like that. And
right now, I remember watching Steve Ronan go to Chernobyl, right, and I quite clearly remember that he said to the tour guide, he said, "What are the risks?" You know, to the tour guide, and she said to him in English, she said, well, you know, you're going to get an elevated radiation levels, and it probably means you will get cancer. She said that to him, and I said, "What? So Steve, didn't you like, you know, heed the warning? You know, like she's telling you that you could get cancer, you know, from it." And I said, "What do you think about that?" And he said, She didn't say that, did she?" And I said, "Yeah, you asked her directly, what's the risks, and she told you could get cancer, you know." And it's like, so, and he was like, "Oh, I don't remember that." Now, if anybody's watched his videos, right, tell me if I'm right. You can email me if you want. I can't remember what it was, and I can't be asked to go looking back through the video. But if you watch Steve's video going to Chernobyl, it's quite a crazy video. And I don't want to go there. People keep asking me, "Would you go there? Would you go there? Would you go there?" But I think probably some of these people want me to go there, so I end up getting cancer. You know what I mean? "Oh, Matt, go to Chernobyl." Like, "Yeah, it'd be great for you, mate. It'd be great." Yeah, like, "No, not really, thanks." What about the girl bio nerd? She had radiation burns on one picture. Bio nerd 23. Really?
Not heard of that. No.
Andrew Clark says even Andrew PD Proving Demons was a tour guide there a few years back. Yeah, he's been there. But I don't really. Drink radioactive water, you get superpowers. Yeah, they used to think that in the 50s. They used to tell you if you used to like ingest radiation or pass it around your body, and they were selling like lumps of uranium and lumps of plutonium, so you could wave it all over yourself and stuff like that. And they're like, "Oh, it'll make you better." It didn't. It bloody made people ill.
Yeah, definitely. It's back like them medical days where drink this whiskey and it cures all sorts of problems or whatever, or this medicine we made out of stuff that we can't tell you. But then obviously now the guidelines came in and they've got put the rules in for stuff like that. What was the name for it? Was it called snake
oil?
Snake oil, that's it, yeah.
Yeah. But the thing is, Daniel Ullich is saying that if you're there for a short amount of time, that you won't get you know, sort of like a big enough dose to cause a problem. But here's the thing: you can wave a Geiger counter around, and some Geiger counters are only sensitive to certain things. So you have to have a multi-spectrum Geiger counter, which most people don't have. They're quite expensive, right? So you can kind of tell that you're getting a little bit of dosage, but you could be getting a dosage in massive dosage in something that the counter doesn't pick up. But you're only picking up a certain thing. So you're going, "Oh, this is fine in here," and you're going in and you're going in. You don't know for certain. And then on top of that, you could be walking through a building that's got a low reading, and you could breathe in a chunk of plutonium like that, and that's it. Game over, because you can't get that taken out of you. The only way you can get that is to open you up and pull it out of your lungs. You know, that's the only way you can get that out. And the thing is, how when they're in your lungs, how do they identify where it is? What is it? It's a particle, a speck, giving off loads of radioactivity. It's like a dust particle doing all this stuff. How are they going to know what to take out? So they've got to take out a large area, chunk, you know, to get rid of it. It's not something you really want to be buggering about with. I think, you know, you're playing with a loaded gun and hoping it doesn't go off, you know? So.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
But yeah, it's crazy. Obviously, there's no tours on at the moment there, is there? Because where it is, yeah. And I believe they're still looking after the place, even though it's been damaged a bit more. I've got to keep their eye on it, they're saying. So,
Well, everyone who's worried about what Russia's intent is in this
watch the words.
thing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
If anybody's worried about what their intent is, bear in mind that when they came in, the first place they got was Chernobyl, right? So they got that place because they didn't want anyone doing anything dodgy there. So, I mean, they're well aware of how dangerous that could be and the problems it could cause if it got out. So I think if they were slightly more reckless in what they were planning to do with the rest of the country, they probably wouldn't have given a shit about Chernobyl, because that's a deactivated site anyway, and there's a lot more active sites which would cause more problems. So I think you kind of say, no matter what you see in the news and how bad it's going to get bad over there. No matter how bad it gets, the people that we can't say don't really want to create that sort of problem for themselves or for the rest of the world. They don't really want to create that sort of problem. So this idea of whiskey 3, yeah, I think they're not interested in that,
Yeah. Because what's the point in doing, like you say, whiskey 3 and having that land, but then you can't use it at all, and obviously all your folks in your country are dying through what's happened anyway with the radiation and so.
Yeah.
I
mean, he might be stupid, but he's not insane, so
no, let's hope not anyway.
Well, yeah.
Right, come on, let's get on to different subjects.
Oh, no, something nice. Fluffy bunnies. I want fluffy bunnies. Bring them in. Where's the fluffy bunnies?
Fluffy bunnies this time, is it?
Bring some fluffy bunnies in here. Let's get some fluffies. Hang on. This will probably trigger some people now. So like, hello, I'm Matthew's Malamute. Oh, but I'm a bigger Malamute, and I'm going to beat you up because huskies like fighting each other. So have some. Oh, don't attack me. Oh, but I'm a fluffy toy, so I should be really nice. But in reality, dogs like these are bastards and like fighting each other. Yeah.
They look nice, and like you say, they don't like other dogs or whatever. No.
Which is why you should think twice about getting one, because they're all right with people, but you've got to keep them on the bloody lead all the time, Yeah.
I don't know how many people have seen my last video. It was that place behind us of all the graffiti that we were talking about. So I thought to make up for last week's live stream, I'll put a video out about the graffiti, and that's what I did do. So everyone, go and check that out if you haven't already. Please, thank you.
Jackie's like one of her cats now. Look, she's looking at the ghosts on the walls that nobody else can see, but she's like there, like cats do. She's like, I'm gonna come round there and slap you in a minute. Let's give
Jackie a voice.
Oh, say again. It broke up then. Jackie.
I was saying I'm trying to find my other fucking headphones. It's pissing me off. Trying to think where I put them.
Are they up there? Are they on the seat? No, I'm only taking a piss. Yeah.
No, I've got several places I can put them, so I'm trying to think.
The echo's gone. I can't hear no echo now.
It's all right now.
Yeah.
It's probably reset itself.
Good. Thank fuck for that.
Once Jackie's there, then I'm going to go get another can of beer. It's my final second can, and that's it. That's all I got. So I'm going to go get it.
Final second can, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's weird, that then. Because the other ones they all need charging, the other ones. But my normal bloody headphones, can I find them? Nope.
No.
See, I'll have to have a good look for them. It's just I've moved that many things around, and obviously I can't leave them out. Not wires and cats. And
Neil's found them for you.
Yeah, but I can't use his. I mean, I've got bloody other phones, but the thing is, they don't work with StreamYard. £350 bloody headphones, and you don't work with StreamYard.
You don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the other ones, they need charging too. So it's like, I've got some little ones, but don't know. I put them away. That frigging good. Even I don't know where I put them.
Oh, you got one of them places where you put them in a safe place, and so safe. Yeah, one of them ones. I think
All I know is I put them in a proper headphone case, the small ones that I've got, and they've been put away, away from the cats. So I've got drawers, cupboards, boxes. So I'm just going mentally over my mind. Is it in that box? Is it in that box?
Well,
there's a message for you, Jackie. You don't, do you?
I used to have, no. I used to have a scorpion. That's been gone about a year and a half. That.
Has it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go on, Matt. What do you say?
Right. Jackie has a problem, and I have a kind of weird solution in a strange way, because we were in McDonald's, and I ordered the food be delivered to the table because I'm like Lord Fauntleroy, and I demand that butler service. So you take one of these little things, they call them tents. They're like a triangle. It's got a number on it. You take that, and then you type in what the number is on that, and you take it to your table. And I don't know what they originally intended these to be used for, because they've got an electronic tracker inside them. Don't know if you turn them upside down, there's a little white thing on the bottom, and it's called a radius something. And I've got a photo of it somewhere. I can probably bring it up. But anyway, so I was like, what the hell's this tracker? And I'm like, what does this mean? Like, are these, do they know which table it's on? Do they know where it is based on where you've put it on the table, or what? And it turns out possibly, because that is what they're designed for, but I don't know if they're using them in that way. But it would come, this is where the story then follows, that maybe it would help.
Oh, there we go.
People like Jackie. No, I know it's convoluted, but trust me, go with me for a minute, right?
Oh no, I'm not complaining at you. I'm just complaining at something else.
Right, okay.
I'm not complaining at you, Matt. Oh, fuck that. No.
Please give me a chance. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Just something that's happening just right now.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, here's the thing. I looked up the company that makes them, and they're Bluetooth, right? And they ping. They're a bit like an Apple AirTag, but they just ping, and they've got a year's worth of battery life in them. They're tiny little things like this, and you can stick them on things, and then you can register them inside your phone. And then what you can do is you can call up the app, and you can go, well, where's this then? And you walk to it, and it counts down until you get to it. It goes like 9 meters, 8 meters, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So if you've lost anything, those little devices actually can be used as trackers. So you can find your keys, find your wallet, because you're going to put one in your wallet. And when you can't find something, and you're like, oh, you can go, where is it? You can track it down, and you can find it's underneath like a pile of papers or something. But you know it's there because it's gone right 0 meters. You're like, oh, it's in this pile. Oh, there it is. Shit, I didn't realize that. And you can register them with your phone. Anyway, just thought I'd tell you. But they're underneath. Turn those little things upside down in McDonald's, and I wanted to speak to the staff. I was like, well, do you actually use it? Does it tell you which table you've got to deliver to? Because when they're walking around, they're always like, and they're looking, and then they work out by the number. So I don't think this tracking system is actually in use, but it was intended for possibly being in use. But maybe it is. Maybe it's in use. Maybe they use them.
Cool. Yeah. I've heard of them before, little things before. Because didn't somebody say you can get them for Apple as well? So yeah.
Yeah. The thing with an AirTag is that it only really, I think, tells you with the GPS location which probably would tell you, well, it's within 5 meters inside the house, which is a bit too big,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But these things are like really localized. It's so like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 meter, half a meter. There it is. It tells you exactly where something is.
Can you ever remember them key chains, key fobs that came out for losing keys, and you had to whistle?
Yeah, I remember them. I didn't use one, but I did know of them. I can't lose my keys because I'm a bit like Matt. I've got mine, but mine are on a big key fob on a chain.
Yeah, I think that was the worstest thing ever they've produced. Because if you didn't whistle at the right tone, it didn't bleep. And then you start going, and then it bleeps at you when you just hit the right tone when you're talking or something. Yeah, it was a good idea, but yeah,
they always used to go beep 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 beep. Beep 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 beep. It was like a certain number of tones, like beep 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 beep. And you'd be like, oh fucking hell, that thing's going off again. So it was a fad, wasn't it? Everybody had to have one because it was so cool, and then everybody got so pissed off with it that eventually they just like took the batteries out of it and put it in a cupboard because it's like, oh, it keeps on going off all the bloody time.
There wasn't, are you? They didn't work when you needed them, and when you didn't want them, they were going off like you say. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. It's like an invention came out before its time. Really, it should have been
probably.
Yeah, something like that now. Like Matt was saying, it will work quite well with your mobile phone and stuff. But
yeah.
Yeah, Neil is saying that people have sent air tags through the post because they're fairly inexpensive, but you can then track them and see where they turn up. But it all depends on, it has to be somebody has an iPhone nearby that picks it up because the device itself doesn't really transmit, only Bluetooth. It transmits a very short distance to the nearest iPhone, and then the iPhone sends that back through the Apple network and tells the network where the device is near. It doesn't tell you exactly where it is, but nearish, But of course, this relies on every single Apple device being updated to be listening on Bluetooth for all these tags that you didn't know, and it's listening and listening and listening and passing this data back through the network, which you never asked for. It's not something that I personally want my devices to be listening for other people's tags and sending it through a network. I don't want that. But Apple just went, oh, we've done this, but we didn't tell anybody that it's in your phone now. It's in there and that's it. And it's there. I bloody turn that crap off. I would. I don't want my thing telling me where devices are. If somebody else has bought a device, but they're using my phone to bloody do the tracking with it,
Yeah.
Is it just a phone, or is it the iPhone pads and like the iMac and stuff like that? Would that pick it up as well?
I think the iPads would pick it up, the phones and computers. They're all designed if you because it's like, oh, we've got security updates for you, like these security updates, and they're nothing. Nah, it's not bloody security. It's like, no, it's hidden features and backdoor features and things that you probably wouldn't want, but are there for tracking you, like spyware and shitware and nagware and crapware and now Apple iTags. It's like, so just add that to the list of things you never wanted, but they put it in there whether you like it or not.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
That's not the only firm that's done that in the past. Sony did it with the PlayStation 3, was it? With a Blu-ray player. Put it in there without telling no one. Then all of a sudden they released it saying it's got a Blu-ray player and started doing and promoting Blu-ray discs. I believe. I might have been wrong there, but I'm sure it was something like that. They just sneaked a Blu-ray player into the machine to win the market, and it cost them more than it did to produce. They sold it cheaper than it cost them to produce it.
Because then they would be the only people producing Blu-rays, and it would be for their machines, and it would already be there. So people would say, "I'm not buying a bloody Blu-ray player. Why would I want to spend £300 on Blu-ray? Oh, but it's in your PlayStation already." Really? They never told me that. It's like, oh, so now you do have a reason to buy Blu-rays, and we're the only people selling them.
I'm trying to think, because I've got the PlayStation 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm trying to think. It's been a while. Remember? I really can't remember. So
I wonder what other gadgets are out there with stuff like that in that no one knows about. You know what I mean?
Well, they put those little RFIDs in people's wheelie bins. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
Bars?
mine fell out for some reason because I
Yeah.
heard in Ireland the machines read how much weight's in the bin, which number it is, which person's dumping it, and then charge you in Ireland. And
really,
obviously, yeah, and obviously
Is
over here, I used to work as an auto electrician and stuff like that. And I came out of that work now, and I know a very good guy who does all the work for the council and stuff. And there's places near North Wales installing this equipment now to weigh the bins and stuff and read all the IDF chips. So I told my neighbours, just knock your bin a little bit to see if it falls out. I know mine fell out and it went in the bin. And I don't know, it just went with the bin rubbish, you know what I mean?
Mine seemed to fall on the floor, and I went, "What's this?" And I picked it up, and then I forgot that it was in my hand, and I went back into the kitchen, and then I accidentally managed to drop it in the microwave oven and close the door. And whilst I was cooking some food, it was in there, and then I heard something go bing, pop, like, because it popped the insides of this chip. And then I went, "Oh, look, my food is ready. What's this black thing?" And then it stuck to my hand, and then it managed to make its way back into the bin, so I couldn't be accused of damaging the bin or stealing their RFID chip. Yeah, bastards.
as if you don't pay enough for them. You pay them all this, and they take the piss.
Yeah, but I believe all my neighbours' bins have fell out as well now for some reason.
No, I had them up here, so I don't know. I've not noticed anything.
Because what you call it, if just one falls out, yeah, they can say, "Oh, that must be that house because they're missing the readings, so that bin's got to be theirs." But if they all fall out, they can't say whose bin's what. So, yeah,
And it's
all
one
my
of those
neighbours'
things.
ones fell out.
It's like speed cameras. It's like they put it in, but they don't tell anybody they're doing it, and suddenly all these speed cameras are appearing, and then all these are like, what do they call them? The ANPR cameras. They're all appearing, and it's like, where's all the money for this coming from, and what's it for? And like you can say what you can say to the police, like, "Well, where's the speed cameras and what's all that about? And did you do what's it, like an environmental impact, and are they painted yellow? Like a lot of them, some of them are not painted yellow, and some of them are painted yellow but hidden behind things. So yeah, they're yellow, so they're meeting the compliance, but they were hidden so you couldn't see them. It's like, but the whole point of painting it yellow is so when you're driving up, you can see them, so you could slow down and avoid them. No, they'll hide them behind things. It's like, Jesus. So yeah, I wonder what we're getting to in this country. It's like anything they can sneak in, they're going to sneak it in, and then worry about the consequences later. Just sneak it in, and then people will be already used to it by then. They won't even kick up a fuss. But I think that sort of stuff, like RFID tracking and these Apple AirTags, people should have been told. There should have been a statement put out saying, "We are now making your phone a tracking device for other people's devices." It's like, well, no, it's my phone. I don't want it being a tracking device for other people who paid for things that are nothing to do with me. It's nothing to do with me. My phone's my phone. The data on it's my data, and what I do with that data and how much bandwidth I use is mine.
Yeah.
Stop being a tracking device for somebody else. Like, you're not paying me for this data that's being used, even though it's infinitesimal. It doesn't matter. If you go in a building and you turn a light on, they can do you for nicking the electric because you turned a light on. They go, "Oh no, it was only pence." Doesn't matter. You still stole it. Remember Ali Law? He made himself a cup of tea, and they said, like, they pulled him off a fucking flight, an international flight, in front of everybody. They got like 5 officers, got him in there. "You, Mr. Ali Law, come off this flight." Over a tea bag and some warm thing. And he actually said, "They didn't do me for it because I used to take my tea bags with me, and I left them money. I left money on the side anyway for the use of the hot water." So the thing is, they couldn't prove, but they still dragged him off an international flight over the price of a tea bag and some hot water. Yeah.
Yeah, they just wanted to make a point of it, really, didn't they? That's all they were doing.
Which is why you got to be so careful about what you say on the internet, because somebody's going to report you for it, and then they will knock on your door. They fucking will. You will have police officers going, oh, apparently you made this comment on Facebook, and if they don't actually arrest you, what they'll do is they use this thing. They could say, we're just coming to help you to check your thinking. You heard about that?
Right.
Yeah. They say, we want you to check my thinking. It's like, well, I'm quite happy with my thinking, thank you. And I think the police sometimes do a pretty stupid fucking job in wasting people's time. So I'm quite happy with my thinking. Can I give you, the police, some advice on checking your thinking? And fucking off. Yes.
Take the explosives in.
Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Mitch's have just pointed out something there. The clean air zone. Yeah.
Oh, I know. They're bollocks, that.
Yeah, all the signs went up around Manchester, and now they've got to cover them all up, and at the taxpayers' money. I think they should have got it all sorted and fought it or whatever first before spending money on the signs and putting them out, installing them at least, have them like stored. But now, obviously, they've got to go out now and cover them all up or take them all down for now. You know what I mean? That's got to cost us more money. And our council taxes go to rise through that as well. Yeah.
But the council seem to think that it's their place to kind of stop you going into the, using your car. But the thing is, it's like, surely you could just say, if people are using a car in that area, you could advise them on things, and you could tell them about the damage it's causing and things like that. But taxing it doesn't stop the problem, because all you do is you get people who can afford to pay it go into the centre and continue to go into the centre, and rich people go into the centre, and poor people don't, because they can't afford to. So it's a poor tax. It's a tax. It's a tax there to stop poor people coming in, and rich people can have the roads themselves then. And
yeah, but then if you don't get any poor people coming into the towns, then it means nobody's going to the shop to buy anything.
It's stupid, because it's like saying, right, to everyone in the UK now who's got a mobile phone, you've got to buy a license for it. If not, we'll arrest you or fine you for it. Wait. We was allowed to buy these cars in the first place, how they came out of the showroom or off the garage court. You know what I mean? There was nothing saying we weren't allowed to buy these vehicles and they weren't fit for purpose of travelling into cities. Now they're saying they're not fit for the purpose that you bought it for. So what's going on there? They've just moved the goalpost from like one side to the other. So it says a big F off to everyone, and you've got to pay all this money to us now. You know what I mean? It's a bit of a P-take, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can pretty much guarantee that me and most of the people I know don't pay any of these clean air fucking charges, and we drive right up to the fucking Buckingham Palace and right up the fucking nostril of Her Majesty. That's how much we give a fuck about it. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe
we do wheel spins on her fucking head, like fucking burning rubber, like fucking. All right, you're Madge. And I'm sure she doesn't worry about clean air charges in the centre of London. She's probably exempt. She's probably exempt.
Talking about the royals. Do you know they're having some sort of stupid jubilee thing, aren't they, for the Queen in June? And hang on a minute, I'll just get you the paper article. I'll read it out to you. Hang on.
Andrew's saying he's not switching from petrol to crappy electric. Yeah, it's not just that though. I've got like classic motorbikes and a classic car outside, and obviously don't want to convert them into electrical engines and batteries and stuff like that, because it's not original then, and you want your classic stuff to be original. I know it's not built up yet, my bikes, what I've got or whatever I've got built up, but when I do get them built up, I want to be able to use them still. You know what I mean? We've still got to supply the petrol or something. We've got to, you know what I mean? There should be a supply of petrol still out there for people after all the cars have turned electric. You know what I mean?
Are you aware that they've taken away red diesel so that people who don't use their vehicles on the road, i.e., construction vehicles and um, boats, boats, and all these vehicles that, like, don't go on the roads? Because the thing is, the tax that's on fuel is designed, that tax is for being used on the roads. Well, you can't put a frigging canal barge on a road, can you?
No.
It don't go very far. The propeller don't, it just churns up the tarmac. It doesn't really go down a road. So vehicles like that now have got to pay full road tax duty on the fuel because they've taken away the red diesel. It doesn't exist anymore.
I
Yeah,
thought you can still get it for farmers though,
don't
only
think so. Don't
because
think so.
they were complaining recently in the news that it's gone up, the red diesel. So obviously, if it's gone up, they can still buy it. But obviously, for boats and stuff, I'm not too sure myself. But I know recently I heard on the news about farmers complaining about the fuel prices of the red diesel doubling,
Yeah.
basically. Unless they've stopped it, selling it to like boats and stuff, and then just supplying it to the farmers. I don't know how it works, you know what I mean?
I saw a very interesting video by a thing called Engineering Explained or something like that. It's this guy, I think it's Engineering Explained, and he basically says why the ethanol methanol in fuel is a joke. Now, I thought it was a good idea. It's like, oh well, they're producing stuff that is like biologically produced, so therefore it's going to be better because it's going to be, you don't rely on stuff that's been pulled out of the ground, like, and coming from all these, like, Middle Eastern countries and Arab states and whatnot. You've got something that you can grow yourself, and it's all good. It's all good. Now there's the argument about, like, does it rot your pipes and is it bad for the engine and whatnot? But I couldn't believe what this guy was saying. He said it's all a con. It costs more to produce the biodiesels and more to produce the ethanols than it does to just get the original fuel. Yeah. So it's like you're really paying for it. It's a very expensive process and there's very little gain from it. And I won't bore you with the details, but basically it's a waste of time. It's not even environmentally friendly,
No,
because it
I see.
costs more to produce it than it does, in terms of environment from CO2 levels, which is what they're supposed to be doing. It's actually worse.
Yeah,
Believe it or not. It's like, I know it's like, but how? No, it's worse than just using normal fuels. Believe it or not. So
yeah.
yeah.
I saw a video, I think it was on YouTube, of a construction site, a worker basically, showing his new vehicle off. I think it was a little dumper truck, mini dumper truck, what flies
Mm-hmm.
around the yard and with all the soil in the front and whatever, bricks and moving about. And it's an electric one. He's saying, oh, look, this new electric vehicle, the power's great. The power's just as good as the petrol ones or diesel ones we've been using. It's nice and smooth and all that. The only downside is you get, I think he said, to 2 or 3 hours of use out of it, then it's dead. You've got to charge it up. So he says, look, this is where you charge it up at this point here. Plugs the lead into the the mini dig off, or tipper, should I say, and then plugs the other lead into a bleeding great big generator. I'm not talking a one like that. I'm talking one that can run a proper inside it, basically.
So you're using more power
Yeah,
to run the generator than you would have just been to use the bloody diesel in the vehicle in the first place.
and it takes about 8 hours for it to recharge. So where's it green in that? He's saying, but a point there. He's got, obviously, if it's a new site and you're doing all the foundations or using dumper trucks like that, electric ones, yeah, you've got a big generator there, just powering up, charging up your mini diggers, dumper trucks, not doing anything else because the workers don't need it, because there's no work going on for using it for power tools and that, because there's no building there to work on at the moment. So it doesn't make sense. And because of the regulations where they're working, they've got to use the electric vehicles, but yet the generator's kicking out loads of black smoke from the diesel. Well,
So somebody said, and I don't know if it's correct, but if it is, it's horrific because heating oil has been like now gone up to this £1.41 from 41 pence. Yeah, so they've added like £1 on it. So basically, I know people who spend like 500 quid to fill up their heating oil tank outside their house so they can heat their house, you know. So that 500 quid now is going to be more like £2,000. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is a pretty big jump. And that's just because the government just went, nah, we're not having like cheap fuel anymore. We're going to just charge them road fuel rates. And it's like, well, since when does my house drive on the road? And people are just like, people are taking it. Like they're just bending over and taking it. And they should be like going, no fucking way. You know?
I remember a few years ago, there was something on the news about Wales, and there was loads of theft of oil getting took from people's houses, like you say, for the fuel, basically. They were just coming up, taking barrels of it, filling a barrel up and shooting off. And it was saying it costs the homeowners like hundreds and hundreds of pounds to refill it, and they can't do that because they've budged it how much they've got to fill the fuel up in the first place for that year. So yeah, that's got to start happening again then if it goes like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you are just saying it was 75 pence per litre, and at the moment it's at £1.50 per litre. So it's doubled on this scale, but I don't know if what they're talking about. Scotland is 138 per litre. Jesus.
Oh, you're looking on your computer, are you?
I'm looking on the computer. Yeah, 138. So they're right. It's about £1.40 a bloody litre. I mean, how can they justify that? Just jumping the price up for tax, because it's not the price of the fuel, because the price of the fuel is the original 41 pence. And now if they go in, well, it's £1.50 now. Well, it's £1 of tax, but it's not for road use. It's not road. That tax is only meant to be there for road use. So they've literally pulled a fast one on everyone who's now affected by this. They pulled a fast one on the whole of the fucking British population.
Yep.
That tax is not meant.
Oh, he's frozen.
Oh, is he froze? Oh dear.
Did I freeze? I froze.
Yeah.
Yeah, it shouldn't be there for anything apart from vehicles. That's disgusting.
I was at a petrol station, Tesco and Morrison's the other day. I went to Morrison's, and that was, I think it was 150 at the time or something like that. As I pulled in, the car in front called the attendant out saying nothing's happening, and they just ran out of fuel, basically, out of petrol. So I said, is there a shortage or something? Or how come all your pumps are running out? He went, oh, because our petrol's cheaper than the one across the road, Tesco. And across the road was like 10p extra on the same day. And on the side of Tesco's forecourt on the shelter, it's got low prices. I'm like, how can that be low prices when across the road's a lot cheaper? So that's got to be false advertising there, hasn't it?
Tesco's, yeah, well, low prices in their books. That's what they'd say. It's low prices to us, in our opinion. You know what I mean? But you're right, though. But Tesco's is one of the worst. I mean, Tesco's is actually one of the most expensive places to shop, you know, in terms of a lot of stuff. I mean, and they don't make any bones about it. They're just like, nah, just buy it or fuck off. That's the way they deal with it. You know, it's like, yeah, buy it. Fucking fuck you. Now, I've noticed, right, if you go into Tesco's, they put the prices of everything up by about 50 pence, unless you're a club card member, in which case it comes back to the original normal price. So what they're saying is, you're going to fucking sign up for this club card, whether you like it or not. Otherwise, we're going to make you pay double for your everything. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right? And my attitude with that is, I'll deal with this my own way. And I'll let you work that one out for yourselves, folks. Yeah.
Yep. It's like, you can do one.
And on Morrison's petrol station sign, it says miles more value. So I went in and asked them, right, for a gallon of fuel from your petrol station, and a gallon from a different petrol station, how many more miles will I get from yours? They went, and started shouting and bawling and told me to bog off, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it's because it's a marketing thing,
Yeah.
not a reality thing. Yeah.
It's just
Marketing
there.
ploy, yeah.
It's just there to make you think you're falling in a safety zone when it's not a safety zone, and just slamming you for it. Know what I mean? Low prices, yeah, but we're dearer than the one across the road. And then this one's saying we'll give you more miles from the same amount of fuel, when it obviously it doesn't. It's your subconscious thing.
It's just messing around with your head, but obviously if you can see through it, then obviously you're going to see the true reality of it.
That's it. It's, a lot of people don't see it. They just take it in. What's it the word?
Face value.
No.
Take it. Yeah. Take it up the ring.
I'll take it in the mind.
Yeah, sorry.
Without knowing.
Face value.
Without knowing. And
if you got a face like a ring, then maybe you could take it in the face.
I'm blaming Jack on this
Face
one.
ring.
She threw the word out and knocked me off the word.
Sorry.
I can't remember the word. Yeah.
You're fired.
So it comes into your mind without knowing, basically, or without you thinking. A lot of people.
It's just a play on words, isn't it? You think you're getting better when you're not.
That's it. Subconsciously, that's it. You're thinking you're getting a better deal when you're actually not. And obviously, I'm awake to these signs and knowing what's going on. And yeah,
they live.
Yeah. And when you do point it out, the companies don't like it.
Yeah. I have my own ways of dealing with greedy companies, but we can't talk about that.
No.
Yeah.
Ring. Hello. Who is that fucking thing? My eyesight's tight.
Yeah, Mitch Seymour's absolutely right. I have used cooking oil many times, and when I finish with my chip fat out of my chip fat fryer, I filter it, get all the shit out of it so it's nice and clean, and then I pour it in with a tank, and I just mix it in, It works. I mean, people say it doesn't work. It might not work on some cars, but it's worked on every diesel car I've ever had. And, it is. But the thing is, what you notice is, I haven't checked the prices recently, but, like in Lidl's and places like that, it'd be like about 90 pence or £1 for a litre of cooking oil. Yeah. And it's about £1.70 at the moment at the pumps. Yeah. So there's a massive difference. So everybody's going in and buying the cooking oil, and it's creating a shortage. So what do? They put up the price of the cooking oil to £1.70. So it's the same as the pumps.
Yeah.
And that's how they deal with that, is they just put their prices up. And that's wrong. But, if you can get away with doing it somehow, then do it. It's a good thing to do. But, yeah.
Yeah, diesels can run on quite a lot of stuff, or the old ones could at least. The new ones are a bit more, temperamental when you're running on different stuff on them. But you could, in the olden days, back in the 80s, you could run an old Sierra diesel on engine oil. Know what I mean? Mix it with half diesel and half engine oil, mix it up, and it still ran normal. Because at the end of the day, it does say it's a oil burner on the logbook, and that's what it is. It burns oil.
Mm.
Well, what you want to be careful of is, if you're ever going to do this stuff, right, don't just take raw materials and stick them in, filter them, because you don't want particulates, large lumps going in and jamming your injectors as well. So, do filter it. But, I mean, if you're worried about it, just remember, you don't have to use it neat. You don't have to use it 100%. You can mix it in, and as the car's sloshing around, it's just basically mixing that in, and it'll go through okay. It's not good in the cold, it can congeal more in the cold. But a lot of cars have a reheater system, so the diesel goes through the engine, it's hot, and goes back into the tank. So it's actually warming the tank as the fuel's coming through. It's actually warming the tank up. So it does smell like a chip shop. You're right. It absolutely does smell like a chip shop.
Looking for that one. And then thing is, put
yeah, the DPF
DPF
won't
filter.
take it.
Yeah.
That's why most people who've got any sense remove the DPF filter and disable it because it's shit.
Yeah. And like I said, it's the older cars without the DPF filter it works on. So don't do it on your modern cars, like you say, it's a bit temperamental. And especially older, newer model cars, if you know what I mean. Like, say a 58 plate or something like that, and you've got a diesel that's done quite a lot of miles, your DPF filter will be quite full and stuff like that, yeah. And sometimes they get so clogged up, the pipes that are supposed to be breathing it in and out are clogged up with the carbon, and they can't even breathe sometimes at the engine. Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, occasionally doing it with a bit here and there is not really going to do as much, as much problems for you as if you're doing it all the time. So like if you've got some spare leftovers and things like that, you might as well filter them. But instead of like throwing them away, you're throwing away good burnable material that could be a fuel, So it's worth thinking about filtering them. It's a slow process. But
I wonder why you're sneezing.
Oh, I know. Yeah. It's a slow process, but I mean, if you think to yourself, like, well, 2 liters of like, that's like £3. So if I just pour it in and just leave it there for an hour, and I come down and I get a drink later on, I just fill it up and it filters some more, and it's just like just filter it, and it's like, yeah.
Why not? Because what else you got to do with it? Put it in a plastic bottle and throw it in your bin. How else
throw
you
it in your
get
bin, or take it up the recycling place. I've done, you take it up the recycling place and you pour all that oil into an oil thing, and then some company will recover it and turn it into biodiesel, so they're going to do what you didn't bother to do,
Recycling it.
So you might as well use it, like you say, yeah, definitely.
But bear in mind, don't complain to us if your engine dies. But no, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah. I mean, most cars were actually, we probably talked about this before, but most cars, there's a big conspiracy that a lot of people are not aware of, because a lot of people like walk around with their heads up their backsides, and don't know history. But cars were originally invented to be dual fuel, alcohol or petrol. But petrol was considered to be a dirty alternative because it produces a lot of shit that goes in the engine and turns the oil dark. Yeah. Alcohol was clean, had a lot more energy, but you had to have a timing switch in the car. So if you were going to run it on alcohol, you switch it to alcohol. Otherwise, it would be, and the timing was retarded or advanced, basically, based on which type of fuel you were using. But the funny thing is, where cars were very popular in the States, Ford made all their cars alcohol compatible. Why? Because America has massive fields that you can grow crops on, and you could grow your own fuel. And the petrol companies didn't like that because it meant that you were independent of requiring them. They didn't like it. So the petrol companies paid a lot of money to the politicians to ban drinking and alcohol, because alcohol could be poured in your tank and used as a fuel, and they wanted to have a monopoly on fuel. So they got a thing called prohibition. Do you remember that? Going around telling everybody alcohol's bad, you can't drink alcohol, yeah. It wasn't about Christianity, and it wasn't about the Lord says that alcohol's bad. That's what you were told it was about. What it was really about was about banning alcohol for use in vehicles and making sure everybody paid the money for the crapper fuel, the fuel that would wreck your engine, the dirty fuel, which was petrol and diesel. And that's what prohibition was about. And if anybody doesn't know that, hello, welcome to the world.
Can I just say good night, Tom's Urban Explorer? Nice to you joining us. And this guy here, £37 extra from a week, from one station to the other. He's put in there. The message is on the screen. It's crazy that from Tesco and Asda, the different price in a week, the difference.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a bit of reality in as well. You all right, mate? Cool. jumped a few.
Yeah, as I was going to say, we're meant to be having a long bank holiday from the 2nd to the 5th of June because it's some sort of bloody, Queen's Platinum Jubilee. So it's like, really? And then, people are meant to be having street parties and people can ask for funding. Like, no. God.
That's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Petrol to get you going and warm all the system up, and then go back to really thick paraffin later on.
Yeah.
It is fascinating what people don't really know about, how you could run vehicles and what you can run them off, and how you're told like, no, you can't do that, you can't do that, and it's
Crazy Johnson as well.
Yeah,
all right, Crazy John.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, a lot of people. I mean, some people are paying like £1.80. It's quite common to pay like £1.80, £1.90 at the motorway. But like some garages, I've noticed, are like £1.65 still. They're charging just the originals, are like quite low compared, because they're not. They're all just like this. Oh, they'll buy it because they think there's a war on. They think there's a war on, And somebody pointed out to me the other day that once upon a time there was a petrol crisis where the fuel was higher than it is now, and they were charging less then than they are now. So basically what they're doing is they're saying, well, we'll charge them even more because they're not going to know any difference. But I mean, it was like, the fuel was costing £1.90 a barrel, and they were selling at the pumps for like £1, £1.30, at the pumps. So, and it was like, yeah. So it really doesn't have a lot to do with what's going on out there. It's just to do with whatever they can get away with at the end of the day.
Yeah.
About right.
180 nearly in South Wales diesel.
Fucking hell.
Time to siphon it out of police cars, yeah.
165.
Yeah. But they don't do anything else better, do they? So they might as well.
Here's Mr. Stephen Bailey. Hello, sir. He donated some stuff to me recently that'll become part of a future video, but I won't say what. He donated some funny things. So yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
What else can we have a whinge about? See, we can't whinge about yeah.
Yeah, we've had a whinge about fuel. We've had a whinge about traffic congestion and free air tax and all that.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you say we should actually talk about urbex? I think I heard somebody said that earlier on. It's an idea. We could, sometimes these ideas will like plant and grow. These ideas. You never know. Maybe we should talk about some urbex.
Let's get a fresh face on, shall we?
Yeah.
If they're ready, put your thumbs up.
If
you're not,
what you want me to put my thumbs up down? Thumbs up their face on in their face, because we know what that is. That's also their hole. So I should put my thumb up their hole. Okay.
They're just getting ready by the looks of it.
Need to put their makeup on, right? Why do they go in the background if they're not ready? I mean, it's by definition.
I'm always ready. I was just making a beer, man. Like, what are you saying?
Is that your lipstick? What's he doing? He's got a lipstick. Oh, right, okay.
Trying to quit smoking again, but it's not going too well.
An e-cig. Come on, Jackie, tell him off now. Come on.
It's half the cost.
He's not sneezing every 2 seconds like you do.
It's half the cost, and I'm trying to quit. Come on, guys.
Yeah. But she's having a go because I sneeze. But the thing is, I won't get as much lung cancer as he is.
Oh, are you doing the snuff? I used to do the snuff back in the day.
Yeah.
That's old school. That I remember snuff. Now, I'm trying. I've been trying to quit for like 9 years, and Jesus, it's awful. It's awful.
Hey, Matt.
Ooh. Yeah, Bucharest. Can you send me details via my email address, which is on all my videos? If you look down in the description, it's there. It's me@thematthewwilliams.com. Send it through to that, and we'll have a look at it. In fact, Dinkum Aussie sent me a piece of video footage he took of a UFO, and I haven't got round to analysing that yet. But that was interesting. So yeah, send it through, man. We'll have a look at that. My mate Steve's well into this sort of stuff, so he'll kind of look into it for you.
So how's everybody doing?
Not too bad. And how's
I've not
yourself?
throttled anybody today, so it must be going good.
It's not too bad then. I'm not doing too bad. I've just been busy doing my own thing, as per usual.
Oh, yeah. And what would that be?
Making videos.
Constantly editing, trying to maybe get like an hour and a half of sleep when I can, and just trying to do my own thing.
Are you in a garage, or are you in like a garage or somewhere?
No, this is just like my old studio. So like basically this was amazing back in the day. But like 2 years ago, so I actually originally stemmed from like game streaming, so Twitch streaming. So this used to be full of games and all the other stuff, but I decided, I don't want to do personal kind of stuff anymore. I don't want to deal with people and all that kind of stuff. Screw you guys and all that. So I decided to like destroy my £8,000 studio that I built from scratch, and just destroy it completely.
Yeah,
and then
make
somehow,
it look like an urbex location now. It looks like, doesn't it?
No, like literally, pretty much. Like it's like
yeah.
Seriously.
Oh,
like it was soundproof. It was soundproof. All the other stuff I destroyed. I was that wound up and that upset about me working all the time and not being able to kind of do what I was doing. And I used to make quite a bit of money. I used to really love what I used to do back in the day. But I was like, oh, screw this. I'm just going to tear it all down.
You're going to get where the trolls are and earn no money. That's right. Yeah, that's the future. The future.
No,
it's from the heart, though. From the heart.
To be fair, though, when I built the place, when I built this, I was so proud. It would look beautiful. Like I had over 4,000 games. I was so proud of number one that I built that myself and all that. But because I was working so much, I couldn't actually go live and I couldn't actually do what I wanted to do. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna kind of do something with the room. I'm just gonna tear it all down and build something. And for the past 2.5 years, 3 years actually, I was like, all right, I'll rip it all down. I'll build it just a normal room. And then I fell back into YouTube, and that's where I'm at now. And so maybe I'll build this into a super studio one day. I don't know, but again, that's how it is now.
Yeah. Or you could just get a fake background like us and not do anything with the studio. It's easier.
I'll tell you what. I'll send you some pictures of my old studio at some point, and it's incredible. Like I said, I spent about 8,000. I literally built everything from scratch. It was all soundproof. It was mental. It was like I had lights everywhere.
Well, what was your old channel? What was your old channel called then? I mean, I'll look you up if you're still there.
Well, so back at I'm actually known as a few. I have pseudonyms. So I'm Mr. Beard. I'm also Bearded Reality. So this is obviously who I am now. But so I used to do Twitch gaming. So now
hang on. Did you not have a beard? Did you not have a beard?
Sometimes I shave the beard, but it's very rare. Like you got to catch me with that.
I've
been on your channel too. I've been on your channel as well.
This can't be you. It can't be you with a rapper with Danny Gonzalez.
What?
No, is that you?
Danny, I've never heard of this person before.
Oh right.
Like it's very rare if you catch me without a beard. Like I usually sometimes I shave, but it's very rare.
No, that can't be you, Mr. Beard. I've got the wrong.
I am Mr. I am pseudonym known as Mr. Beard though, the original Mr. Beard.
Right. Okay.
Well, that's back in Twitch days from 2014.
Oh, okay. Twitch though, not YouTube, yeah?
No, not YouTube.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I've never even looked at Twitch. I don't even know what it is, to be honest.
It's more of a imagine the main thing is gaming, but it's more American based. So if I'd got into YouTube, which is worldwide, I think I would have done better. But I didn't really focus on that. I was more about the gaming side of things instead of what I do now, which is the urban explanation and just general things. Whereas Twitch, is American based. It's like I went back into America. I think when did I go back? America about 2016. So I actually went over there, and that's what it's generally based from. There's not a big support for the UK, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay.
So-
There's a guy called Mr. Beard, but he's only got 420 followers. That can't be you. MBW.
That's not me. No, that's not me. That's not me.
Oh, okay.
Like I delete those accounts though, so like you have to find the old. You have to like really no.
Well,
You have to really go back. So like my old Twitch stuff. Like
You would
I
have
probably
told me that before I started searching. But okay.
So my old stuff though, like the account's probably still there, but you have to really look back. Like you have to really go on a digital trail for things. But it probably encompasses with my 2 accounts over 15,000 followers and over like 500,000 views and a bunch of other stuff. This is on Twitch though. I did a bunch of other separate. I've got an album. Like nobody can find that. You'll never find it. But again, these are all random things compared to what I
like
do
a
now.
singing album, like you sing Elvis or something.
I don't sing nothing nowadays.
But you have a proper singing, yeah, singing.
Who knows? Who knows these kind of things that somebody did when they were younger? But if people can find this stuff, good luck to you. But again, this is back in the day compared to what I do now.
Wow. Okay. Well, you have to send me some pictures of this then, because I'm probably not going to find it. So yeah.
But that's the point, though. You're not supposed to find it. Like there's some people that are finding it lately. Screw you guys. I'm gonna hide things better. But like, do you know what I mean? All the way. Well done on the ABC. I've been trying that for so long. Like this is like ages ago. I haven't been back to Wakefield. But like, I'm impressed that you managed to get that sorted because I wanted to revisit that, but obviously it's gone now.
Yeah.
Like my video originally when I did that one, which was just on the outside, I was looking for a way in, and I was just chilling in the area. I was like, oh, we'll check out the area and stuff like that. But I didn't realize, like, wait, how did you actually get into it? Did you get into it like through underneath, or did you actually have to climb up?
Well, considering you've watched the video,
No. I watched part of it. I didn't watch all of it. I'm a skipper. You know.
Come on, this is me now, right? I try not to hide anything, right? I mean, basically, we turn up at the back of the building with infrared cameras, and we're like, right, go, put the ladder up. We get up onto the back of the building, and then
did you go through the car park and like there's like a section where it looks like it's open like up and over? Like so you got the car park and you got like this like square section. And then it's like right at the back of the building and then
there's left of the building and there's right of the building.
Yeah.
And the left of the building just goes up and up. And there's a window, but it looked like there was no way you could get a ladder up and up. But on the right-hand side, it was up, then in, so there was a ledge, and then up and in again. So we were thinking we were going to double ledge it. We were going to put it on the ledge, get the ladder up onto the next ledge, then get onto the next ledge, and get in stages. But once we got up on the first bit, we were like, oh, there's a window open down there. And it's actually that ledge went in and down.
I know exactly where you mean. And I was looking at that and I was like, because I'm a free climber, I don't take the ladders. So I was looking at that and I was like, well, if that's the way in, if that's a possible way in, that's a way I'm going to have to fucking climb, shimmy up the building and do whatever I got to fucking do to get in. Originally, there was stuff, I don't know if you know about this, but you know, let's say you've got that right side of the building and then round the corner, and they've got like these boards. I don't know if they were like put off. You could go underneath the building. So some people were on about that back in the day. So I hit these places probably 2 years ago.
Right.
So I've not been into Wakefield since. But I went and did the hospital there before it was started getting demolished and all the other stuff. So we managed to get into that place.
Yeah.
But
that's gone now,
Yes. So I originally was wanting to get into the ABC. So like I just did a video, and it did quite well, but just generally knocking around and having a look about where potentially I can hit. And I was basically explaining like, oh, you can go probably up here. If you've got ladders, you've got certain things, and you've got underneath the building and all the other stuff. But no, seriously, really impressive that you managed to do that and get in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be harder, but then like if you try, sometimes you're surprised, like and
well, it's all luck. Like you said, if you try certain areas and certain bits, and you find the entrance, there you go, off you go.
Yeah, and it's a real shame. It was it could have so been done up into another building, and kept the front facade and
again,
what
like
they've done. They've knocked it down to make a park. But the thing is that there's an excuse behind that, because they're knocking it down to make a park. So then it's changed use. So then from being a park, they can go, now we're going to change it from being park into being buildings again. But they can't go from being a cinema into being buildings, because there's a covenant on the building. And the covenant says that it can only be a theatre or a film house because it was created for the public. It was created for the people, you know?
Same thing, though.
So,
the thing is, though, it wasn't a proper listed building. Like, do you know what I mean? So, like, if you go back into it, like, a listed buildings, into a sense, like, they are protected until they let, like, certain owners let them fall into disrepair. We know how it works. Grade 1, Grade 2. Grade 1, nobody gives a shit about. Grade 2, you have to let them fall into a certain disrepair for, like, oh, sorry, you can't repair this, you can't do anything. That's how life is. But they could have done something with that place. It wasn't terrible. However, it's easier to demolish before repairs are made. Like, you could say the same thing with the ABC in Liverpool. Most likely they will demolish the place. It's not listed. It's got history between it. However, what they do with the place, it's not in a really bad state at the moment. But how many years is that left before it does fall down? It's a simple thing.
Yeah, they've been talking for the last 4 or 5 years. There's a company been saying, we're going to do something there, but they haven't done it. And it's just been sitting in limbo. So it's funny, though, because the power's on. It's like sitting there as a showpiece, you know? It's a showpiece.
Wait, so I was trying
to get in now.
Yeah. I was like, did you see? So when did you go and do the Liverpool one?
Not long ago. I mean, like within a week, like a week ago.
So I went about 3 weeks ago, and I found it quite impressive that they stuck the work lights up and done all the other stuff so you can actually see everything. But I think that's explorers. I don't think that's just general workmen.
No, that ABC, before we move on to this place, that ABC picture house, remind me of that one I took you to, what was burnt out in Manchester. When we were kids or young teenagers at the time, I think I was 16, and that closed down from a bingo hall into...
Oh, Victoria.
Which one?
Victoria. That's the only one.
No, it's a different one. And when we got in there, we went through the roof and dropped in, and it was absolutely stunning. Like you could see on Matt's ABC one, you had all the plaster decorations around the side, all painted gold and stuff. The curtains were up, the stage was there. Even at the floor where the first lot of the seats were, the flat ones before it started raising up, all them were taken out, and big long benches were put in with like for the bingo, basically. So you got your numbers there, and you can do whatever with seats there as well. So it was converted to a bingo hall, and then it got closed down. And we was in there when it got closed down, and then it got bought by a DIY firm, and they were moved in for many years. And they changed it a bit, but they still had a lot of the features still there. Then there was a fire, and it destroyed it. And when we was in there, Matt, what was it like? We weren't really. We're filming, was it? What we're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, that ABC as well. If you notice in there, it's dripping down, but there was no rain. It hadn't been raining for days, so there was no rain. But like I was walking outside the building, and it's coming down. So what does that tell you? Water equals there's pipes running. Yeah. So why haven't they turned the pipes off? Maybe because they don't want to.
Did you go down the smelly section? Like it smelled like fish and turds and all sorts. Like it's around the left side. It was ridiculous. And we went through and we're like, why is this like? It makes no sense. Like that smell, that kind of stuff shouldn't be there. Like in terms of what you would associate it with, completely. I tell you what, like, because like we're on about money section and stuff like that. Like hardly anybody hit the Tameside theatre. Like there's only a few of us that hit that, and that place is incredible.
It got sealed up quite quick.
No, like I said, it was like when I hit that place, like I was literally tipped off. So I assume these people beforehand had broken in. So we tipped off, and we're like, okay, we'll go and do it and whatnot. 8 hours later, it was sealed. But absolutely amazing. That's like the most untouched theatre I've seen in terms of all the machinery still there, everything's still there, literally set out how it is. Absolutely fucking incredible. But again, very rare to see, I think.
I can have a look now, see if I can find that. So
it's the Tameside Theatre.
I've walked around that a few times, and like you say, it's stunning inside.
Again, I wasn't. I personally, I didn't know what to expect when I went and checked that out. But it's the best fucking theatre I've ever seen in terms of how it's actually set out and how it's been left. But again, it was only open for so short of time as well.
I'll message you in the private chat, Matt, where it is.
Not in the Thurrock? No?
No, I'll literally send you the link. Just give me a second, and I'll send it to you.
Is it Manchester?
Yeah, it's Manchester. Yeah. It's called Tameside Theatre.
Tameside, Ashton.
Yeah, Tameside, Ashton. Yeah, not that far.
Basically.
But like I said, I think there's only 3 or 4 of us that hit this. This is the people that obviously broke in beforehand, and then a couple of us that managed to get in after, and then it was sealed within about 8 hours. And the only way that I actually know that it was sealed so quickly is because I was in the same area afterwards, trying to hit that slot theatre.
No, it looks interesting. Yeah.
But again, it was incredible, absolutely incredible, and the way that it was set out, it still had the film reels set in the place, and you don't see that. And I'm surprised that they didn't actually take that out to be sold or to be dismantled. And if it was all set up, you could literally spin them like how it would have been done. And so few people hit that when it was available, but it was such a short period. But there's been a lot in the Manchester and Yorkshire area that have opened up in the past year, and then they get shut down so quickly. It's incredible.
Well, somebody's just sitting on it, isn't it? Somebody owns it. They're just sitting on it.
Yeah.
They don't do anything with it. And, people just get bored. I mean, it's 10 years later, nothing's happened.
I think that there's been a bunch of community stuff about it, but that place has been a good 20 years just sat that way, and all the other stuff. And when you go through the owners, the original owners' possessions, you find all the we found so much porn, and all the other stuff just chilling, and you're like, what's going on? Why is it just like this? It's credit. And the power's still working. You can see the power button still there, and you're just looking through and doing whatever. Mad. Also, Mr. Matt, I want to go and explore with you at some point because I want to be going down south.
Oh, right, okay. Well, if you want to go down south, mate, I'm your man.
No, but I'm going to be going down south to do a bunch of time cap places and a bunch of places. I've got a big plan to go and do that. So because I haven't really focused on down south. So we're currently hooking up with a couple of homies and doing bits and bobs there. But like I said, I've been on your channel when I first started. We've chatted and all that, and I know you're a sound dude. I like to play. I like to chill.
Okay, all right. Well, coming down, let us know. We'll sort something out. In the meantime, though, I will have to be back in a minute because nature calls, I'm afraid. So I will be back, and then my brain will start working then because my brain is kind of currently on standby, kind of not functioning properly. So yeah.
Standby.
Same with you, Mr. Legend. We need to get out again at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we've only had the one explore together that I remember, and I've got a bunch of stuff coming your way. So I'm heading Manny way again, and I've got a bunch of crazy mental places that have not been seen.
That sounds good. Yeah, love to meet up. Sorry, I have to disappear. Then I got a message on the screen saying I got a message on my phone. So
tell you what, give me a second because on that note, I'm gonna go for a wee and I'm gonna mute the mic this time so you guys don't hear me either. So I'm just gonna
cool.
tap the button.
Yeah, problem with that. Oh dear.
At least he mutes himself while going to the toilet.
Yes,
we all know who done.
Yes, we do. He's funny though, but yeah, he does it on purpose. Oh dear.
Certainly does it on purpose. Because obviously you know what I mean, what to do and not what to do. Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course. It's funny.
150 hour.
1 hour, 3 hours of walks. City centre, not me, myself, me. Add my guide. Fair enough. Oh dear. We don't want to hear anyone's wee. No, we don't. It just doesn't sound very nice.
Yeah, Birmingham.
Definitely
That was good. And what Matt did on Birmingham, it basically done the old block, didn't it? Here he is. Speak of the devil. You done up the old block there, didn't you?
Doing some exercise, run around your chair then.
Oh, wait, what about me? Sorry, like it just keeps me fresh and fit. You know what I mean?
You done the old block there, didn't you, Matt? Basically on the Birmingham Underground Theatre.
Yeah, I think there might be some more stuff still there that we haven't found, but if anyone
like
gets
that
to it
woman
quicker than we did.
Like the way that woman was.
Yeah, somebody's been trying, because I know for certain, right, that we've been back there for 6 months and then nothing had changed. Now my video's gone out. B-Face went back there the other day, and now this board's starting to go up places and things like that, you know, so they're working their way around going, what can we seal? What can we seal? What can we seal? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's been in there and nobody's publicised it. They don't give a shit. But the moment somebody goes, oh, what's this? They're like, seal it, seal it, seal it. And it's like, well, where have you been for like the last few years then? None of you take any notice at all. The moment somebody publicises something, you all like have a meltdown.
Yeah. I was
they probably do that. They probably do that because you get some idiots going around and with lighters and stuff like that, or you get thieves going around and stripping all the metal out if it's not been done already. So they should have made it secure in the first place, what Matt should have been saying, instead of it being pointed out by someone just randomly can get in dead easy. Just walk up and see if the doors are open and give it a pull and that. You know what I mean? It should be more secure and stuff like that.
I was joking about this earlier, whereas like I'm surprised the security company have not like tried to hire me yet. In the fact of like, or any urban explorer, and the fact of they get into abandoned places that they are trying to seal and all this kind of places, you'd think they would be the best people to generally secure their own properties. Do you know, because you know what to look out for. I've not seen that yet. Like, I've not seen anybody approach that, and they're like, it's actually surprising, especially some certain areas, even by councils. Like, if you want to secure a property, we generally know where to enter, what to look out for, how things are, but it's never ever approached or ever seen.
Yeah, but you're dealing with people involved in security, right? So, I mean, I hate to say it. Sorry, there's somebody on who actually works in security, but I hate to say it. But people involved in security ain't often the brightest fucking, things in the box or whatever.
No, that's what I mean. Like, you have security, and you have people that actually know how to seal and actually infiltrate properties.
So these people don't want to admit they don't know what they're doing and don't know what they're talking about. So when the owners come to them, they go, we'll get that done. We'll get that done. We know exactly what we're talking about. And then of course
they know how to protect a property and deter people. They don't know how to infiltrate. And you'd think if people want to secure something so properly, you'd look on the other aspect. Surely, it's just like war. You look at people trying to you want to protect an area, and you look at the people that want to get into that area. That's how it is. But it's not happened yet, and I think it will happen in the next 5 to 10 years. I think they will start approaching, and they will start doing that, because it's the only way to stop people doing what we do. However, no, you put your face there. I tell you now.
No, I wasn't putting a face.
I saw your face. It's there.
I was having a hernia.
Put it this way. All it takes is
they won't speak to us. They fucking hate our guts. They want to kill us.
No, all it takes is about 3 to 5 people that know what they're doing and how to infiltrate a property to fucking secure a location properly. And if they got something together, boom. Simple, correct? Correct or not?
Yeah, I think you're right there. Especially if you do like the Royal Mint or something. If you get in there without bypassing all the security and not setting a thing off, I think they would like to know about how you did it and stuff.
But that's how that's actually throughout history and all the other stuff. That's how things generally evolve down time. Yeah. But it takes 3 to 5 people just to go, right, fuck you guys, fuck what we do, fuck you guys, and right, we're gonna go on the opposite side, and they're gonna like stop people doing what they like. There was a guy, Walton Hall. There was a guy that was trying to stop people from going there. I can't remember his name. There was an explorer. He was trying to stop people from going there, and he was trying to seal and stop certain places, and I'm like, and I saw this knocking about, and I was like, well, fuck you, but he was working with the people that owned the place of his own accord because he wanted to save the place in his own way, and all it takes is like a bunch of people to put a group together to do that, and it instantly makes things harder. Correct or not?
Yeah, I've actually seen a guy speaking about what you're talking about, and he does go and provide a service to businesses that do that. He was talking about one. I'll tell you 2 stories. One was these doors that you walk up to and open automatically, and on them you can only either enter in one or out in and out of one, or they can block you from going in one way or out the one way. And to get past that, all he used was a tin of fresh air spray, for cleaning your keyboard, dust off. And he used that. I'm not saying how he's done it to do it. And he's just opened the door with a tin of air, basically. Know what I mean? I was like, wow, that's crazy. And then another time, they've spent millions on this factory, and they said, right, let's see if you can get into this, because we've got double fences and all this, and I think our security is top notch. Let's see if you can get into our server room and take some pictures or whatever. Know what I mean? So they test them. So right, give us a few weeks, so we'll get back to you. So in a few weeks, the time went past, and he sent him whatever he wanted, like a picture of him sat on the certain table or at a server or whatever. So the company got back in touch with him and paid him his service fees, and says, basically, how did you do it? He went, well, after doing a bit of research on your firm, I found out the benefits, what you provide for your employees, and one is basically insurance for your vehicles, like window cover and stuff like that. And what they've actually did to get into this secure building, they actually shot an air rifle or something to break a window on a vehicle. Then they turned up a few hours later in a vehicle to fit windows, and they went in, fitted the window, got the keys, fitted the window and all that. But while we were there, they noticed a fire door that people kept on coming in and out, and having a quick cig and going back in. So he went over with his a sign already made up. Obviously, he knew what he's planning. And when they came out, he was there smoking with a cig, and then all of a sudden, he just puts a sign on the door: "Do not lock this door." So when the next person comes to it, what do? Leave the door open, and obviously, when they went back, they got straight through that door and stuff like that. Obviously, there's more to the story how he's done the security, but just a simple sign saying "Leave this door open." And
you got people that like wear high vis and they get fucking everywhere. It's again, that's very high tech. Well, it is like they go through ladders. I've seen the fucking videos and they're getting everywhere. But like for me, like I'm on about like just general places where like you'd think that places should be secure, and they pay so much money for these places. Like I'll give you an example. Kirklees College, where I'm at the moment, Huddersfield. They've got a couple of guys that fucking watch the place and do whatever. Yet places are constantly being open. If they got the right people in at the right time, knowing what they're on about and what they do, pay them the right amount of money, they'd be able to secure the site properly. Simple as. And that's all it takes is like a couple of people to go anti-urbex and basically go against everything that what we kind of do. Do you know what I mean? It's like basically fuck you guys, fuck everybody that does what we do. I'm going to go the opposite way, and I'm going to stop you guys from doing what you do. And if they know what they're doing, there you go. It makes it that much harder.
Yeah.
I like to say there's always a way in without breaking in, because I don't break into any places I never have done. And if there isn't a place, I can't get in. However, that's how it is.
Like you say, there is always a way in without actually causing damage. And I find a lot of it's through your mouth when you go up to people and actually talk. I've been allowed to get into places where they say no at first, and
that must be you. That must be you. Like I'm a talker, but I'm always sneaking around, and I'm up like 3 or 4 floors trying to get into this open window, trying to fucking get into somewhere. Like, oh, there's an open window 7 floors up. Okay, how can we climb that? Like, I will open a window down below for everyone else. But again, I think times are going to change down the line, and it's going to go more towards that. Perhaps with, again, like there's a subside of what we do. There is urbex and infiltration. Infiltration is completely different, but you get those infiltration kind of guys into that aspect. There you go. It's all about the money at the end of the day, and they don't want to do the same kind of things that we want to do. They want to get into places and also stop people from getting into those kind of places. That's how it is.
Yeah.
I just think, yeah.
Also, some places, well, I'll say Bellevue, Dog Stadium, yeah?
I missed that. I'm gutted I missed that.
Some people who work there knew work was taken on by certain people, and different people were turning up at different times or from different firms and stuff, so they weren't too sure who was turning up. So I turned up one day with my drone and just started flying it, and security came over and stuff like that. Oh no, the security didn't come over. 2 workers were walking past, so I shouted them over, asked them what they were doing. Basically we're doing a bit of archaeological research on a couple of farms that used to be here before the place gets demolitioned. So I went, right, no worries. Have you got any details so I can get more information? So they gave me a number, a name of a person. So I contacted them. They've told me a bit more information and what's what. So I go back once or twice. And basically I go in through the security, past up, get stopped by the security, saying, look, I'm right here from the so-and-so. I'm here to document the archaeological dig, what's going on. So go on then. So I get in. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, one doesn't know what's going on and the other one doesn't know what the other one's doing, and you can actually get in places like that. And once I'm in there,
I get that,
yeah, once I was in there, I was like free to do whatever I want. And
again, though, like, it's about like knowing if who's on site knows what they're fucking on about. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if they're on the ball, they're on the ball. If they're not, then fucking go for it. Like, I am gutted. Like, Mr. Volty hit the zoo that I wanted to do. Just before, like, I was gonna hit that fucking zoo. I knew about the zoo before you, Mr. Volty, and you still fucking hit it. But I couldn't get down to it.
Torquay Sea Life Centre.
Yes, I am. And I knew about that before a lot of people, but I couldn't get down to it because we had a car problems. So we hit it probably. Now I was looking at it and I was like, oh god, I hope you don't put the video out. Please don't put the video out. And then I was looking at it, and it's probably about 5 days after you'd put the video out, and we got so unlucky. Like, you have no idea. We're like, oh god. So we got on site and we're like, okay, we might get lucky. The guy, literally, we got over the point and we're on there. Guy eating his lunch. Fuck's sake. Literally, as we walk past the window, there's a guy just eating his lunch. What are you doing here? Oh, we're just here taking a couple of photos, pal. And how'd you get in? Well, there's fucking open access and all the other stuff, you know what I mean? Right, I'm going to let you out here. Like, I was saying to the other homies, like, we need to hit this straight away. And they were like, we can't hit it yet. And I'm like, fuck's sake, man. Like, we literally, we missed the boat on that, which was like, I was gutted because I'm still waiting for a zoo. There's another zoo coming up. Do you know about it?
I think I probably do, yes.
Is it close by?
Yes.
you know.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's waiting for them
September,
to
yeah?
do what they got to do, yeah.
September, yeah?
Yeah.
So I'm waiting on the zoo because I've never done a zoo before, and I really want to do one. Like I really want to do a fucking zoo because I've not experienced that yet, and that's like a point that I really want to do. So I'm probably gonna wait a couple of days after and just put my luck. We'll see how it is. But again, gutting because that was the main reason that I wanted to go down to Devon and do the kind of stuff down there. We did a bunch of other locations, but that was like for me. Oh, I want to do that fucking place to get sorted, but it was too late, and I knew it was going to be too late as well because I knew there's like certain places only have a time limit. Like, you know the ASAP explores, you know there's only a certain amount of time before you can hit certain places. There's always places that are going to be open, but there's certain places that you know, like as soon as somebody puts something out, that's it, it's gone. You got to be there and ready and gone. It's how it is, and that's how the game works. And a lot of people don't understand that, but that's how it is.
Yeah, I've lost a lot of locations like that. People have told me to go here and go there, but for one or two reasons, couldn't make it, and yeah, they've gone now. And yeah, it's one of them things.
But that's the thing. That I don't generally travel for one location. Because for me, like if I want to travel somewhere, like I know it could be the most amazing place ever. It can do so great and so well. But I would rather go somewhere and hit about 4, 5, 10 locations. That's how I work. It could like do you know what I mean? Because I'm out there for the day. I'm not out there to fucking chase the views and chase all the other stuff. There's no point. It means nothing to me. However, if I want to go out and film content, and that's what it's all about, for the people that enjoy what I do, then I'm out to film content, and that's how it is. Do you know what I mean? So at the end of the day. Yes, it could be the most amazing location. It's 4 hours away. I'm not going to go do that. I'd rather go an hour and a half away. I've got about 7 locations that I can go and hit and go enjoy myself. Go spend time with other people that are doing what I do. We enjoy ourselves. We go make some good content. That's what it's about.
That's it, yeah. Enjoying life.
And some people, they want to go and hit this one location so far away, and it's sealed. It's sealed then. They've gone there, it's sealed. Where are you going next?
Yeah, exactly. You got to have like a backup plan and do it.
But a lot of people don't, and that's the thing. They don't. They don't have the backup plan because they don't know. They're new to the scene. They don't understand like how things properly work and how things are. Oh, I saw this fucking article online. This place is up. No, it's not. That was open about three weeks ago.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll call it a night now. Oh, God.
I was going to say, just look at the draw sometimes. I mean, like, you know, you get there and the security guard's gone off or gone out of the building and like comes back and goes, "What are you doing here?" And it's like, "Oh, well, we just come in here and you weren't here." You know, it can be luck of the draw sometimes.
But 3/4 of the time, it's like, I feel like how lucky I've been. Like, some people that hit locations that got hit by security, and I'm like, I've just gone to a location and there's nobody there. You don't know how things are going to be. It's just random. It's like, and that's how it is. You can be so fucking lucky. And I'm like, I even say this to people. I'm like, well, I've just gone and there we go. There's nobody there. I'm going to go explore the place. Oh, I went there and there's all these security people. Well, there you go. It's random. You don't know what's going to happen. And I think going to somewhere without an expectation is the best place. Like, best thing.
Yeah. Like I was saying, we'll go to call it a night now. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Please go out and check my latest video. It's all about this graffiti stuff behind us, or you can't see. All about graffiti.
Is anybody going live now? Because I'm going to be drinking for like quite a while. So
I'm probably going to get to bed. I've had a long day today.
You had a long night last night as well.
Yes, you did.
Yeah. Might get some decent sleep tonight. Yeah, not get woken up early in the morning.
Check out everyone else's channel out on the show as well, who's on the panel. And yeah, it's been a great time. I'll see you all next week. Stay safe till then. Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.